Iceman John Bailey. Welcome to another Iceman series segment. In this little short video, I want to tell you in this little video on how I pattern bucks. Let me start off by saying early season, around about March. What I normally do, like I said, after I put out my food plot, I put out bait stations, and I also put out mineral sites. And I put those out with cameras just to see what type of bucks, what type of inventory that I have on all of my tracks. When I get to, I want to say July, then I back off bait, but I keep minerals out because the bucks, they're still trying to develop those antlers. So I keep the minerals out and I keep a camera on it just to see what buck's coming in, what buck is running the other bucks off, what buck are the dominant bucks, what are the subordinate bucks. Then come August, what I'll do is I'll start focusing more on video, and that'll pretty much tell me what type of bucks I'm after. If I see, just if I see 2 or 3 mature bucks that has my attention, by having it on video, that'll pretty much tell me, okay, is this buck real skittish? Is he a back on bugs? I don't know if I thought it was a waltz. If this buck's more skittish, or is this buck dominant? Is he aggressive? Is he just neutral? What I mean by neutral is he doesn't do much fighting. He's just a laid-back deer. So that lets me know how I need to approach this deer. Like I said, video will show you a whole lot of different things that you need to see when it comes to buck body language. That'll really help you figure out, okay, how I can approach this deer. Is he, like I said, if it's an aggressive deer, that's the easiest deer to hunt, because for starters, he owns that particular location, and that'll really help you bag him even quicker. But if he's real skittish, you need to first of all figure out the wind. And one bad thing about Georgia is the wind always swirls in Georgia. So that's another reason why I hunt between 22 and 25 feet high in the tree, is because the wind is just going north, south, east, and west all the time. It seems like the wind will switch directions every 10-15 minutes, or sometimes less than that. And I had to learn over the years on how to adapt to that. Another thing that I look for is I look for a rub line. If I find me a rub line before the rut, that right there, that's a hot ticket to figuring out a buck's trail. Because a dominant buck, a lot of them, they'll rub those antlers early, around about the 3rd week, start like the 2nd and 3rd week of August. That lets you know the dominant buck. That lets you know that that's a dominant buck. Because dominant bucks, they rub their antlers a whole lot sooner, or should I say sooner, than the subordinate bucks. So, but if you find a rub line, follow that rub line to see if it's gonna intercept to see if it's gonna be leading towards like a scrape. In some cases, it's leading towards a bedding area, staging area, but a lot of times it's leading towards a scrape or a bedding area, and that right there really helped me fine tune certain situations. Look for funnels, look for pinch points. If you find a pinch point, look for scrapes on a pinch point, and if you look for scrapes on a pinch point, that'll give you another area where you can hunt. Like I said, having your camera on video will really help you fine-tune on how to hunt certain bucks. Because like I said, hunting an aggressive buck, to me, that's a lot easier than hunting a skittish buck. And hunting, I call it a neutral buck, where he's really not skittish. You still got to be careful on hunting a neutral buck. But I like to hunt them similar to a skittish buck, but I'm not as high. I might hunt like 20 feet, 22 feet, and the wind really, I don't care about the wind because I'm still most likely above his nose. But like I said, I use my scents. I use Scent Killer Gold with my clothes, and I use baking powder. I bath in baking powder, wash my clothes in baking powder, and that really helps me out. But rub lines, like I said, rub lines, bottlenecks, funnels, creek bottoms. If you can actually hunt a creek bottom. And creek bottoms are really cool because a lot of times the buck is going to be, he'll be running a creek bottom, checking for does, most likely during a rut. Another thing that I do is I use cameras. That's one of my main tools for scouting bucks, because what I do with my cameras, once I figure out which buck that's on my list, I put a particular buck or bucks on my list, I'll go through every photo. I'll put down the time and the date, and I'll put down the moon phase. And I'll do that every week until I harvest this buck, or hopefully harvest this buck. It's like 50-50 with a buck. You never know. But that really helped me fine-tune on how to harvest a deer, because one guy was saying, man, I like to harvest a deer that knows how to pick his days, or know which day to come through. The animals know what day to come through. They might not see a calendar like we do, but they know exactly what day to come through. They don't call it, I know they don't call it Monday through Sunday, but they just pick a day on when they're going to come through. So if they come through Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, or Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, and they do that continuously for the next 3 or 4 weeks, then you got a pattern. If they come through 7 a.m. One day, when they come back, they might come through 8 a.m. or 7:30 when they come back the second time. They very seldom come back the same time. They all seem like they always want to come back 30 minutes later, the next time, or sometime an hour later, 2 hours later, the next time around. But I always document what time they're going to come through, and that really helped me determine on how to move in on these deer. So I'm telling you, it's simple, really. If you just do your homework, just document the times, document the days, and document the moon phase. I'm gonna tell you, it just ran my my harvest ratio way up when I started paying attention to the details. And that's all you have to do, just pay attention to details, pay attention to the time, the days, and the moon phase. And right now, it's to pay attention to the barometric pressure too, especially when it gets cold. When it gets cold during a rut, that barometric pressure is high, get in the woods. Especially if you have a high moon with a high barometric pressure, oh man, get in the woods. I'm telling you, you should have a really exciting day. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. But like I said, scouting cameras. But personally, I don't use flash LED cameras. I like to use the blackouts. I will use the red LEDs, but I like to use the blackout cameras more than anything, because when you're talking about an old deer that don't really see cameras that much, or camera shy, because you got some deers that they just spook. They spook at a lot of different stuff, especially, like I said, the skittish deer, the skittish bucks. They will spook at LED cameras, rather if it's not flashing that big old white light, but it's just little red LEDs. A deer can still see that, and a lot of them they spook. So, like I said, I went with the blackout cameras, and I'm telling you, it really helped. The deer look great at the camera and just keep on doing whatever they've been doing. So that let me know that particular camera is the right kind of camera that you want to have. Also, what a lot of guys do when they see a nice buck on that camera, they want to get in the woods every 2 or 3 days, check their camera. They're so excited. I'm gonna tell you, big mistake. Don't do that. I like to get in the woods at least once a week, like every 7 days minimum, because I'm telling you, You get in the woods every 3 days because you're so excited about with this one deer, you will not get him. Big mistake, big mistake. You know why? Because you're leaving your scent in the woods most of the time. Always give that deer a chance to get in the woods, get comfortable. And when you slip in to check that camera, try to get in there in the middle of the day, like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Don't wait until feeding time. Don't do it first thing in the morning, and don't do it in the evening. Always try to slip in there between, like I said, between 11 and 1 o'clock, in that area right there. That's what I do. But like I said, sometimes I go in there every 14 days. But most of the times I check it every 7 days. Always make sure you leave less scent in those woods as possible. And when you go check that camera, pick your own spot. But don't walk down the same trail every time you go to that camera. Have at least 2 or 3 trails next to each other. When you go to check that SD card, and walk one spot, come back out that same spot. Next time you go in, move over about 1 foot, 2 feet, walk down to the camera, come back. Next time you go in, move over like 2 or 3 feet, if you can. That's what I do. I find one spot about 4 feet wide, and I just move over when I go in and out every time, and then I rotate, go back to that same spot. But like I said, it's a 4 foot wide section, and I go on one spot, next spot, next spot, in and out. I don't walk down the same path back and forth every single time. I'm tell you, you can wear it down, and I don't know, that deer will start picking you up. Real careful. Plus, don't touch nothing. Try not to touch anything, limbs, even things that's ankle high. If you go in there in shorts, your sweat gonna get on that leaf. And deer, you know what bucks do. You know what deer do. They put their nose down on the ground, smelling, looking for any sign of predators that's been coming in that area. So be smart. And like I said, check that camera 7 days, every 7 days minimum. Every 14 days if you can. If you can hold out that long, because like I said, I know how enticing it can be when you got a buck that you really want to get, but you got to go in there and see, oh man, is he in there? You go in there every 3 days, every 4 days, and then all of a sudden you don't even see that buck no more. You're like, oh man, what happened to him? Because you spooked him. He picks the scent up and he's gone. Especially when you talk about a 5-year-old buck and over, they haven't got that over for nothing. They smart. So always check that camera. Like I said, I know I'm going over again. Always check that camera like every 7 days, and you should be safe. So, all right. Iceman signing out. Hope you guys have a safe season. Like I said, if you don't know Christ Jesus as your Lord and Savior, get to know Him. Read Romans 10 and 9. Confess with your heart and believe in your mouth that God raised Jesus from the dead. You shall be saved. Okay, well, God bless you. You take care. Don't forget to wear that safety harness. I can't stress that enough. You always want to, when you leave your family to go into those woods, you always want to get back safe. All right, God bless. Take care.